Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to look at unit conversions between two different systems. One is American system, the other one is a metric system. At the end of this video, we are going to look at how to do temperature conversions between two systems. Again, one is Fahrenheit, one is Celsius. So these are four objectives we are going to finish today. So basically nothing special. The only difference from the last video is that we have two different systems. And the way we do these conversions though is still the same. That's a good news. Now first we want to convert units of length. So look at this, it's just a different conversion factors. You will use them the same way that you will do when you convert within a system. There's really no difference. Now let's go straight to our first example. We want to convert from 100 yards to meters. So look at this table, yard, meters. See, we have two of those, right? For American system to metric system, and in the reverse order, we try to use. That's a first question, right? The answer is doesn't matter. Just like one person says 1 foot equals 12 inches. The other one says 12 inches equal to 1 foot. What's the difference? No difference. You can use either one. Okay, now I'm going to use for this between system inter-system conversions, you cannot move decimal point anymore. That is only good for a metric system itself. So we are going to go back to the dimensional analysis method to do this. So for that reason, I just copy the first quantity, 100 yards. Then I multiply it by a fraction in which I need to cancel the given units. That's why I have another identical unit on the bottom. On the other side of this bar, counterpart unit, we need to have the unit we want to have, which is meter. Now all we need is plug in either this or that. For the sake of demonstration, I'm going to use both one by one. Just do it once to show you, to convince you there's really no difference. If there are any tiny difference, it's because of the rounding they made here. Otherwise, there's no difference. So let's take a look. First one, 1 yard equals 0.914 meters. So yard canceled, we're going to multiply these two together. So when you multiply anything by 100, you just move two decimal places to the right. So again, 91.4 meters. So we use the first one. Now let's redo it using the second one. I still start with 100 yards. I still multiply by a fraction. I still put yard on the bottom, meter on the top, because still need to have the same structure. Now let's use the second number. Says 1 meter equals 1.094 yards. Since there's a 1.094 on the bottom, we call it divisor. We need to divide by this number. So I'm going to use 100 divided by 1.094. Double check. Yeah, 1.094 equals, what do I get? 91.4 if I take one decimal digit. You see? 91.4. There shouldn't be any difference if they don't round it. Say that there are difference in the second digit, maybe in the third digit because it's rounding. Otherwise, there's just no difference. Okay, now next one, kilometers to mile. So 5 kilometers. So we need to cancel kilometers. We need to get a mile. Now we need to get this relation. If you don't have it at hand, and you can always Google it. So let's say between kilometer and mile. So we already know either way is okay. We just use the first one. So 1 mile is about 1.609 kilometers. 1 mile, 1.609 kilometers. Now I just use a 5 divided by that number. So 5 divided by 1.609 equals 3. Let's take two decimal digits, 3.11. So we get 3.11 miles. In real life, when you do your homework, you always look for requirement for the rounding part. Now, next one, we want to convert from mile to meters. So basically, they all have same structure, it's just different numbers. We cancel mile, we need to get meter. Now let's look at if we have direct connection between mile and meter, mile, kilometer, and we don't. This is the only place that we have mile. It's between mile and kilometer. So our strategy now changes to from mile to kilometer, then from kilometer to meter, because we know from the metric system in the last video, 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. We just move 3 places to the right to get meters. So let's go from mile to kilometer first. Then after that, we just cancel kilometer to get meter. Or you can, after that, you can move decimal digit, because the next step between kilometer and meter is within the metric system. You can just move decimal point, up to you. So I get 1 mile, I already have that, equals 1.609 kilometers. 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. So mile cancelled, kilometer cancelled, only thing left is meter. Since both number on the top, we just multiply them all together. So 0.3 times 1.609 times 1,000. We get 482.7 meters. Now, the last example for the length unit, we are going to convert from millimeters to inches. Millimeter to inches. Let's check this table. Millimeter, we don't even have millimeter in this table. But let's look at inch. So inch is directly related to a centimeter. So our strategy now is to go from millimeter to centimeter, then from centimeter to inch. And this is a chart. I try to recreate that. This is a meter. This is decimeter. Decimeter. Then we have centimeter. We have millimeter. So we can go from a milliliter to centimeter first. That means move 1 decimal digit to the left, or you can use unit conversion factor. 1 centimeter equals 10 millimeter. Either way, the result will be the same. After we have centimeter, we can go from centimeter to inch. So that's our plan. So let's do that. I cancel millimeter to get centimeter. Then I cancel centimeter to get inch. Eventually, I go from millimeter to inch. Now plug in numbers. 1 centimeter equals 10 millimeters. 1 inch, 2.54 centimeters, according to that table. Now both numbers at the bottom, so we're going to have 64. On the bottom, 10 times 2.54. So we just move 1 decimal digit to the right, 25.4. Now let's do the division. 64 divided by 25.4. Oh, 64 divided by 25.4. 2.5, let's take 2 decimal digits, 2.52 inches. You see, millimeter is really, really small. 64 millimeters, only about 2.5 inches. Now let's look at conversions using capacity units. Basically, in metric system, we just have 1 unit, 1 base unit is called a liter. If you pay attention to that gallon jar of milk, there's a print actually imprinted on the bottle top handle part. It says one gallon equals 3.78 liters. So from that, at least you know liter is a measurement of volume of liquid capacity. So we also have in English system, 1 gallon equals 4 quarts, right? We are going to use this. That's why I put it there. So now let's look at our first example here. We want to convert from gallon to liters. Apparently, gallon is a English system, American system. Liter is a metric system. So now, if you look at this chart up here, we want to have liters in the end, but the direct relation is only between liter and quart. But we have gallon. That's why we need this. We go from gallon to quart, then go from quart to liter. The quart is our bridge. So let's do it 2 gallons. Dimensional analysis method. We want to cancel gallon to get quart first. Then after that, imagine gallon canceled. Now in the cancel quart, that's why I put another one on the bottom. Then finally we can reach the liter. Now it's time to plug in numbers. 1 gallon for 4 quarts and 1 quart, 0.946 liters. Now, since both are 1 on the bottom, we don't need to worry about them. I just multiply 2 by 4 by 0.946. So 2 times 4 times 0.946. Double check. 7 two decimal digits, 7.57 liters. Yeah, that's it. Now, next one is about the weight. So that's the reason they use a slash is that in the daily life calculation, we don't need to differentiate between whether this is mass or weight. We treat them the same. Say this is the relation between pound and kilogram, between American ton and metric ton. See, they're not exactly the same. For metric kilogram, it will be equal to 2.2 pounds. Say one metric ton is a little bit more than 1 American ton. Okay. Now 180 pounds per kilograms. This one is a direct calculation. So we just need to cancel pounds to get a kilogram. And this is the difference between, this is the relation between kilogram and pound. So 1 kilogram, this y in front of kilogram, and 2.2 pounds. So all we need is divided by 2.2 using 180. 81 forever. So 81.82 kilograms. Yeah, that's it. Now this one, when you have this lowercase, apparently this one is not lowercase. This symbol is a capital letter, in American. This should mention this in more specific with American tons. Because if you go outside this country, when people say tons, it's 99% chance it refer to metric tons without mentioning metric, because it's the most popular ones. And in any scientific field, not just scientific field, just outside this country, we use a metric system. From my memory, somewhere I read something like this. Among all of those 200 countries on Earth, only 4 countries using the American system. That's the number I read before. Okay, now this is 6.5 tons. Let's use this American ton symbol. We need to convert it to metric tons. We can cancel this to get this. You can use either one, doesn't matter. 1 American ton equals 0.907 metric ton, All you need is multiply them together. 6.5 times 0.907. 5.9, let's take two decimal digits. 5.9 metric tons. And this is the conversion between these two. Now we have another one, 250 grams to ounces. 250 grams. First of all, if you look at this, and we know the relation between pound and ounces. We also know the relation between pound and kilogram, but we don't have relation directly between grams and ounces, at least in this table. Actually, there's an actual number on the internet in the book, but they didn't list it in this table, so we just don't use that. Now this strategy, we go from gram to kilogram first. That's all. Look at the structure. Kilogram to get kilogram. Then I can go from kilogram to pound. Then I can go from pound to ounces. See, they all get canceled. We just get an ounce in the end. That's the structure. Now, 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. 1 kilogram equals 2.2 pounds, right? So 2.2 pounds. And 1 pound, 16 ounces. Now, we multiply this 2 and divide by 1,000. So 250 times 2.2 times 16. So we get 8,800, then divide by 1,000, just a 3 decimal digits. So it's 8.8 ounces. Yeah, 8.8 ounces. Now, the final topic for this video is to do some temperature conversions. See, you can see this chart. On the right side is a Celsius system. On the left side is Fahrenheit system. First of all, notice that they don't have the same freezing point. In other words, for the same warmness, they have different numbers to represent that freezing point, warmness. The boiling point is also different. For the same boiling point, temperature-wise, same temperature, but they measure in different numbers because these two are different systems. 500 degrees Celsius, boiling water, pure water, 212 Fahrenheit, also boiling point of pure water. That means 1 degree in Celsius is not the same 1 degree in Fahrenheit. What's the relation between these two systems? There are two formulas. Actually, one is enough because given one number you plug in, you can always calculate the other one. But nonetheless, we have two separate formulas for each. For this one, if you're given Celsius, plug in, you do all this calculation, you get Fahrenheit. For the other one on the next slide, you're going to have C on the left-hand side. You have a bunch of numbers and F on the right-hand side. That's where you can plug in F value and calculate Celsius. So pretty much similar. You can use the same formula actually for both purposes. Now convert 45 Celsius to Fahrenheit degrees. So replace C with 45. Now 45 can be simplified. 45 divided 5 is 9. 9 times 9 is 81. So 81 plus 32. What is that? That is 113 degrees Fahrenheit. So double check 81 plus 32. 113 Fahrenheit. And let's look at the next page. See, there's another formula with C on the left-hand side. If you are given Fahrenheit, we can convert it to Celsius. Now let's look at this 80 degrees, like summertime, right? To say what is the equivalent. By the way, Canada is using this system. the Celsius system. So now all we need is to replace this F in this formula. It's inside parentheses by 80. So we do the operations inside the parentheses first. 80 minus 32, that's a 48. 48. Now this one cannot be simplified. Hold on. We don't have to simplify, we have calculator, multiply and divide. 5 times 48 divided by 9. 21.33 degrees. 80 minus 32. Yeah, that's 48. That's right. 5 times 48. Oh, 5 times 48. So I made a mistake. That's why I wonder. This is not right because I'm from a country that uses this Celsius system. 80 degree doesn't feel this cool. This is a kind of cool. So 5 times 48 divided by 9. 26.67. That makes more sense. Not too hot, not too warm. This is the perfect temperature for summertime if humidity is low. And that's all for this video. See you guys in the next one.